Now it's setting up the webinar to Facebook Live.
You're going to kick us off, Jacqueline, correct?
Yes. It's 10 a.m. We can let some participants to log in and then you can start immediately.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jean Christensen, and I am really excited to be here today with our partners, the Queens Chamber of Commerce, to share information with you about the JFK redevelopment of Terminal 6. I'm going to turn the presentation over to my colleague, Carlton Berg, while I go ahead and upload our PowerPoint presentation. So thank you for joining us today. Carlton,
Great,
I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Jean. And thank you for everyone for participating. A special appreciation to the Queens Chamber of Commerce for allowing us to speak with you today about the exciting opportunities with the new JFK Terminal 6. I'll start the context just with all the things that are going on. There's a lot of stuff going on within the JFK terminal projects throughout Queens. Just where we are, Terminal 6, physically, we're at the northern part of the airport. The Terminal 6 will be adjacent to the existing Terminal 5 for JetBlue. But just to give you a context of everything that's been going on, there's been a project going on in Terminal 8 with American Airlines that is kind of winding down. Terminal 4 with Delta Airlines, which expanded a few of their gates, slightly smaller project than ours, which is ongoing now as well. We have the new Terminal 6, which we'll talk to you a lot about, but then a lot of exciting opportunities coming up, which is likely going to be the first back online and the first to come online in several years. And then we have the new Terminal 1 project, which is upcoming as well, which will have a number of opportunities also. So there are a lot of things out there. We're excited to be speaking with this community, with the MBE, the local, the WBE community, about opportunities across all phases of these projects. So maybe Gene, you can go to the next slide. This is sort of the makeup of who we are. And I'll speak on behalf of the terminal developers. My name is Carlton Bird. I'm managing director at American III. We're one of the developers here who are privately financing the entire project on Terminal 6. This is an exciting opportunity for us as a terminal developer group, JMP, because it's a $3.9 billion project, but specifically for a group like ours, American III, because we're an MBE, 100% MBE owned firm as well. And we have a significant opportunity here to be a participant in this project. But the fellow developers in this project are Vantage Airport Group. Vantage is a very well-known, globally well-known airport operator, manager, investor, developer. They were the lead investor and developer of LaGuardia's project. So we're very excited to have them as the lead investor, operator, and manager for JMP's Terminal 6 project. We have RXR Realty, which is a very well-known New York City-based real estate firm that does a number of projects throughout the region. Very strong in public-private partnerships and construction development. And of course, Queens hometown airport or airline, JetBlue, who's a partner with us in this as well as we're building this project adjacent to their existing Terminal 5. Gene Christensen, who we have on the line, who you'll hear a lot about, represents JKA Associates Consultants, who is our MWBE and local sort of advisor and consultant and outreach coordinator for everything that we're doing with the community. And our design build firm, AECOM Hunt, who you have Arkeeba Matthews, who will be participating here as well, which you'll hear a lot from, on the opportunities that we have across the construction, design, and other parts of the project that are ongoing. Next slide. I think a big part of this is, this is an exciting opportunity for all of us, and JMP, and if some of you may recognize Bill Thompson. Bill Thompson was previous controller of the city of New York, but he's also one of the owners with our infrastructure firm, American III. But our commitment in this project is not just to deliver it on time, but it's really a commitment to the community. It's really a commitment to the jobs that it'll create, to partnering with every constituent that is benefiting from this project, which is local firms, minority firms, women firms, job creation, workforce, along with our partners at the Port Authority of New York, our partners at AECOM, and really the tremendous opportunity that we have to expand and really build this together in the Queens community. Next slide. And I'll speak as well with our AECOM Hunt's commitment. Jay is the president of AECOM Hunt Construction. And these are high-level folk who have said, hey, this is a special opportunity that we have. This is a very large project. There's going to be jobs. Infrastructure is, as we all know, is a uniter for communities, it creates jobs, it creates opportunities. And we're extremely sensitive and focused on the constituents of the local community that we're going to be constructing in. There's opportunities, there's jobs, and really just to partner and work together to make this something that we're all very proud of when this project is over, that has benefited the New York community, the New York State community, but mostly the local community. A little bit about the project, the JFK Terminal 6 project specifically. We're looking at 9 wide body gates plus the option of having 1 additional narrow body gate. And what that really means is this is going to be a highly internationally focused terminal expansion, which is going to be adjacent to the existing Terminal 5 of JetBlue and expanding for phase 2 of the project, which you'll see down here into where the current British Airways and Terminal 7 is. This total project is about $3.9 billion, 1.2 million square feet, 10 new gates, supporting roadways and utilities, a new ground transportation center. It's probably going to be one of the largest footprints you'll see at the JFK Airport when it's complete. And it's being worked on over 2 phases. Phase 1, which will start breaking ground next year, and then phase 2, which is the further out, moving into where the existing Terminal 7 is, which will start around 2025. Just a little bit more of the timeline. We recently received approval from the Port Authority of New York, New Jersey. As you can imagine, during COVID, a lot of these projects were put on pause, but the work that was done with our consortium and the Port Authority and other community organizations continued to move forward. So we were very happy to get that approval in August of this year. Financial close is something that we're looking to achieve second quarter, early second quarter of next year, at which time groundbreaking will begin. But the opportunities are starting to come out now, and that's what we're excited to talk to you about today, ahead of that financial close. As I mentioned earlier, 2025 is when phase 1 gates are expected to open up, and we'll continue with the phase 2 construction side of it with finalization around 2027, at which point in time there will be concessions and other opportunities that will be available as well. I'll go a little bit into the different types of categories we have. We have categories 1, which is financial professional services. We have category 2, which is design. Category 3, which is mainly construction, which is the largest of all of them, of course. And then category 4, which will be concessions. Category 1 is a pretty interesting and newer initiative. It's part of the reason why American III is involved. We are representing the opportunity to have MWBE participation in the equity financing and developing. But we also have additional category 1. And category 1 is professional services, where it be consulting, financing, bond underwriting, legal services. A lot of these are starting to come out at the end of this month, actually, within the next several weeks, starting on bond underwriting and others. We've had a few come out already, and most of these professional services will be connected with the things that will be needed to get to financial close. So these opportunities will be coming out shortly. They'll likely turn around quite shortly. And for the most part, they'll probably come to an end towards financial close. And please be on the lookout for some of these, as we'd like to really expand the breadth of opportunities and folks that we work with in category 1. Jean, Arcadia, should I turn it over to you?
Thank you, Carlton. Hello, everyone. My name is Arcadia Matthews, and I work with AECOM Hunt, the design builder for the team. I manage the outreach, diversity, and compliance initiatives. I will absolutely speak to our category 2 opportunities in design and engineering, which went out earlier this year and parts of last year. A lot of this work has been well, our design firms are Corrigan, AECOM, Civil, and Langen, and a lot of these teams have already been formed. What's exciting, though, is our consistent communication with the designers to really work with them to ensure that we're maximizing the opportunities. And so you see that there is still some additional work that we're working with them with, but the vast majority of it has been spoken for. But we are excited about the Category 3 work. Next slide, Jean, thank you. The Category 3 work with some of our upcoming packages. We have almost approximately $800 million worth of packages that are released currently in all areas of concrete, masonry, HVAC, and plumbing. Those went out mid-November, actually last week. Later last week, a lot of these bid packages hit the streets, and we're very excited about it. We will have, it's about 27 of 40 of those packages, which represents over approximately $1 billion worth of work that was released in Q4 of this year. So really excited to get started on that work, but more excited about the smaller packages where we're really focused on local participation in our general conditions and general requirements. Those scopes of work include office supplies, first aid, some security services, some primary electrical packages as well, office furniture. Those are things that we need to just mobilize on the job and get started really quick. Please anticipate those bids to be released, if not today, definitely tomorrow, on a lot of those bid packages. So very excited about that. Even more so, we have our pre-qualification process, but for the general conditions and requirements, we're waiving that process for these smaller opportunities. And so really excited to tell you more about that later on in the presentation on how to get connected there. Thanks, Jean. Oh, here we go.
All right, thank you, Arkebia. So as Arkebia mentioned, there are several packages that are in the pipeline that have either been released or will be released within the next couple of days. So the first thing we want you to know is that in order to gain access to these packages, you can find the information on a new JFK website.com. And we suggest that you bookmark that page because that is where we're going to put all of the notifications. That's where all of the notifications to the public goes for a new JFK.com. Now, in order to receive the actual package, because the notification of the package will be posted on the website, but as you can imagine, bid packages contain a number of forms, drawings, there's non-disclosure agreements, and there's other things. So all of the information related to those bid packages will be posted on on something called Building Connected. And in the chat, I have shared the link to Building Connected so that you can access that information. That is the only way that you're going to see actual packages. So that's really important to know. The other thing that's important to know, piggybacking off of what Arkebia had mentioned earlier, in the construction trades, pre-qualification is required for what's called a Tier 1 contractor. So a Tier 1 contractor is any firm that's going to be working directly for AECOM in any of the trades that Arkebia mentioned. And again, you can find the details on the website. So that could be electrical, plumbing, and otherwise. Those firms need to be pre-qualified in order to be awarded a contract. So the sooner you get into Building Connected, I'm suggesting that if you're interested, that you jump on right away. The better it's going to be, because you have those steps need to be taken. Arkebia, myself, and members of the AECOM team are also hosting a meeting today to talk more about the pre-qualification process, which we'll share with you in the chat as well. So if you have questions about how to pre-qualify or what you need to do, we'll be providing additional details this afternoon and throughout the process. So don't be concerned if you missed today's meeting. The other thing that folks should be aware of in terms of opportunities is that prime bidders have an obligation to meet our standard, which is 30% participation for minority and women-owned businesses on the project. That also includes a goal for local businesses. So, participants on the call can expect that not only do you have an opportunity to work with AECOM directly on this project, but there's also opportunities to subcontract on the project. So we want to just make you aware that notifications could be coming from various sources, and your best action is to ensure that you're registered in TradeTap, because that will ensure that you're on the bidders list and that you will be informed of projects coming in the pipeline. Now, our team is committed to ensuring maximum participation for local, small, minority, and women-owned businesses. So you're going to see us out in the community, over the next couple of weeks. We're looking to host workshops, not only to focus on the project, but also to help firms connect with prime contractors and introduce subcontractors to other suppliers. Just some general guidelines as far as the qualification process. If firms are looking to qualify and meet participation goals as a minority and or woman-owned business, one of the things that you're going to need is to be certified by the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey. Now, again, this project is open to all businesses. We have a 30% participation goal. So again, if you're looking to participate as a minority and woman-owned business, then you must be certified by the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey or Empire State. Now, I want to mention, if you're certified by another state, if you're a DBE, or if you have another type of certification, you're not shut out. There's a lot of resources available to either get you certified or connect you to opportunities. We are also anticipating that all of the folks that are working on these projects will commit to the local and minority and women-owned participation goals on the project. They will also meet the requirements for commercially useful functions, simply meaning that if you say you provide HVAC, that you and your team provide HVAC services. Sometimes in the interest of pursuing an opportunity, folks will add additional commodities to their service offerings. And in this environment, we have to be careful about that. You will be, again, asked to complete AECOM Hunt's online pre-qualification questionnaire. All of that information is in TradeTap. It must be done in order for you to be awarded a contract by AECOM. So that's really important. There's also insurance requirements, and the insurance requirements are going to vary based on the scope of work that you're bidding on, whether it's landside, airside, or professional services. So again, we're available to answer questions as it pertains to specific insurance requirements. This project has a 100% payment and performance bond on it. So again, that means if you are a tier 1, somebody that's going to look to perform construction work and services directly for AECOM, you have to be bonded. If you're a subcontractor or a supplier, those requirements will vary based on the scope of work that you're looking to perform. And again, it's important to take a look at your, this is a highly competitive project. So the owners will be looking at your safety requirements as well. And essentially, if you're looking to be a tier 2, so tier 2 means that you would be working for a prime contractor as a subcontractor. This could be a minority or woman-owned business. It could be a local business. You're still going to have to meet the certain requirements in terms of insurance, past performance, bonding, which may be determined by the prime contractor, and adhere to certain safety standards that are typical in the construction industry. Okay, these particular requirements don't necessarily apply to providers of goods and or the providers for the general conditions that Archivia mentioned, which could be like coffee or water. So again, if you have specific questions about those types of opportunities, we encourage you to reach out to us. We want to highlight our commitment, and again, thanking the Queen's Chamber, the Port Authority, and our partners for the local participation goals. So there is a prioritization for local businesses in Queens and the surrounding areas. And essentially the way that this is designed, there is a prioritization for businesses that are located within the 37 zip codes surrounding JFK. So lots of opportunities. This, what we call a tier 2, is a business that's located in Queens. Tier 3 is businesses located in the boroughs of, Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island. And then tier 4 is within the Port Authority district. So some of the things that we're doing as a team is we're looking at who are the businesses in the area. So we definitely encourage you to connect with us, to connect with Tom at the chamber, so that we know who you are and we know what you do, because that definitely has an impact on how we're looking at packages. We want to maximize opportunities for local businesses, small businesses, as well as minority and women-owned firms. So again, we want to know who you are. We have already unbundled packages, and unbundling is simply a fancy way of saying we looked at some of the large infrastructure construction work that we have in the pipeline and started thinking about ways that we could create smaller packages that would enable maximum participation for smaller local businesses. So again, it's really important for you all to connect with us so that we know who you are and what you do as we're continuing to look at the different packages. We are working with local partners such as the Queen's Chamber. So you will continue to hear from us. You will continue to see us out in the community. We've got other events that are coming up locally, both in person and virtual. We also intend to provide support and technical assistance to firms that have questions or need additional support. Again, I just wanted to highlight how the minority and women participation goals are looked at, and this is coming straight from the governor's office. There is a 30% participation goal on the project, meaning 20% M, 10% W, which applies to all phases of the project and each procurement. What that simply means, it goes back to what Carlton was saying, in that there's the design phase, there's the financial, professional services, construction, and then the operation. So in all phases of the project, there is a participation goal. As I mentioned, we are looking for firms that are certified by the Port Authority or the state of New York. I frequently get questions from people that say, hey, I'm certified by the city, or I'm certified by another state. We want to hear from you as well, because we can work with you to assist you with getting certification with the Port Authority and or New York State if you so choose. Also want to highlight the fact again that we do have this prioritization of local businesses as well. I want to just emphasize that this is a collaborative process. We're working very closely with the advisory council members, which includes the Queen's Chambers and other nonprofit organizations, to ensure maximum participation for local, small, minority, and women-owned businesses. In addition to our partnership with the Advisory Council, we also have rigorous oversight by the Port Authority and their compliance consultants. So what this means is that, you've got like a team of people working together to ensure that the multi-billion-dollar opportunities that are available in the community will be shared with the community. We have a number of meetings coming up. One is we're going to be at the JFK Redevelopment Center for in-person meetings. And what that means is a representative from AECOM and JMP will be there to meet with you one-on-one, to answer questions, to help you to address any concerns that you have. Those meetings take place by appointment only. So we'll be sending a follow-up to everybody that attended today's meeting. If you're interested in meeting with us in person, you can either email us, or like I said, we'll send a note out to everyone this afternoon. But we look forward to seeing you again at the JFK Redevelopment Center for in-person meetings. We've also created this Pathways to Compete, where the AECOM team are going to walk you through step by step exactly what you need to do to pre-qualify for the tier 1 bid packages, as well as register in TradeTap. So that meeting is taking place this afternoon, and we'll have other meetings following throughout the month of December. The team has also put together something called Prime Bidder Connect, and this is really in response to the request that's come through from local community members that said, you know what, we're not interested in working directly on this project as a prime, but we would like to connect with and talk to some of the prime contractors for opportunities. So our team, Arkebia, myself, Carlton, and all of us are putting that together, and you'll see information posted on our website. Tom at the Queen's Chamber will also share it with you guys as well. Again, I want to also emphasize that certification assistance is available. Even as late as yesterday, someone from the Queen's Chamber sent me a request for certification assistance, and the Port Authority has dedicated staff on site to assist either in person or virtually with anybody that needs help with certification. I'm sharing here just, you know, a list, and this is by no means everywhere that we're going to be. Right now, we put this together just this morning, but a couple of meetings to highlight. Happy to be here today. The Pathways to Compete, which will take place this afternoon. The in-person office hours, which is going to start actually tomorrow. So if any of you are interested in having an in-person meeting, I will share my email and contact information in the chat, where we can arrange that for that to happen for you. For those of you that want more details about the packages, about the the different types of procurement, we are hosting virtual events, which will start again tomorrow. So this is how folks can learn more about opportunities with AECOM. And I encourage you to attend these meetings because, again, this process is fluid. So bid packages are going to come out, bid packages are going to be awarded, new opportunities are going to be in the pipeline. So don't think if you've attended one of these meetings that they're all the same. They're all actually going to be different. I want to highlight that Arkebia and I will be speaking on the 7th with Dr. Stacy Grant at her show, Real Solutions. So we're looking forward to that. And again, we'll share this information after the presentation. If you're interested in connecting with us, and we'll post this information in the chat, my email is here, the project email for financial and professional services. And we're very interested in hearing from folks in financial services, in legal services. As Carlton mentioned, there are several packages that are coming out in the next week or so, and we want to expand that outreach beyond folks that we already know. So if you are interested in any of the financial or professional services, please email us at info@jfkt6.com. We're happy to set up a one-on-one appointment with you to talk to you about the different packages that we have in the pipeline. AECOM has 24-hour support at this help desk and email. So that's another place that you can connect with us. So I am now going to look in the chat, and Arkebia, I would turn it back to you to see if you have anything to add while I look at the questions. And there's no questions. So let me just see what's in the chat. Not a lot of information in the chat. So I'll turn it over to you, Arkebia, if there was anything that I did not add or that I forgot, and then we'll give it to Carlton before we wrap up.
No, Jean, very comprehensive. Thank you again to the Queen's Chamber for this invite. Looking forward to really just having a conversation that for everyone that's interested in being a part of the project. We understand the commitment to local. Jean said that a lot of, the conversations are different in each opportunity with speaking with you. And, AECOM, been with AECOM for the past 6 years, most recently doing diversity and inclusion on the build of the New Orleans terminal, brand new terminal, and community is very important. And we understand, while we can build these projects around the country, we understand that the needs and opportunities are different in every community. So it's very important that we identify community as a partner to ensure that we're maximizing opportunities to meet the goal. So I really encourage you to reach out, definitely participate in this afternoon's pathways to compete, because that's really the entryway to understanding how opportunities are procured for the JFK Terminal project. So all of our contact information is there. And again, I look forward to meeting you one day at one of the at the redevelopment center, and whenever we can get back to where we can touch and feel again. We're absolutely looking forward to doing more in-person events to really be more intentional. I've used that word a lot because it really matters to be targeted and intentional about meeting the goals. So I look forward to meeting each of you, and thank you again for your time.
Thank you. Carlton, is there anything else you wanted to add?
No, Jean and Archivia, that was very conclusive as well, but I would reiterate from our side that same level of commitment and enthusiasm. This is an exciting opportunity for all of us, everyone who's on this call, the panelists, you, everyone, we're all in this together. So this Building Our Future Together is a quite appropriate title for this, and we'll be around for a good while, but please, a lot of opportunities are coming out very soon in the near term. You know, it's a weird time of the year, but this is going to be an exciting time of the year. So please reach out, as we've mentioned, and stay tuned and log into the Building Connected so we can make sure we get these opportunities out to everyone. But thank you to the Queen's Chamber as well.
I just heard from Jacqueline. She asked me to share a copy of the presentation, which we are happy to do. So I will prepare that and get that over to her right now. And again, if anyone wants to reach out to me directly, I've put my information in the chat. So I see a lot of folks saying, you know, so I don't see any questions. So again, that's, you know, we'll capture your information. We'll send a follow-up, and we do encourage you to reach out because the packages are in the pipeline right now. And there are several things that you need to do in order to qualify for those packages, including getting registered. You may have questions. So we're here, and we just wanted you to know that. Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody. Jacqueline, I'll turn this over back to you.
Thank you, Jean, and it has been very comprehensive, and it's very great opportunity to share this experience and all these business opportunities for small business owners in Queens. Thank you again, and we are looking forward to work with all of you. As you mentioned, we are going to share your presentation, and also this webinar has been broadcast on Facebook Live, and it's going to be posted in our YouTube channel for forward information. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.